Sujay, we were talking to Nakul, and there was a lot of answers he gave, which was bringing smile to your face. Let me get back to one of the points which he mentioned was companies lose reputations, and so stock prices go down, stuff like that when some such BTs happen. Uh, People who are actually who's so let's say, and let me take one more example here. So Apple launched the 15th iOS 15 and all of that. So every app that you are now open, you have to, if you're an iPhone, you say the iPhone asks you that, do you want to give the permission to track A, B, C, D, E? And invariably people say no. I don't want to give the permission to this app to track my location or any other data. Invariably. Does it really matter to people whether an app is tracking your data or not? Does it really matter to them? So there's also a very good Netflix documentary called, I think, something which talks about how people data is being tracked, and all these big companies are using your data to create fabulous product. This is all security breaches, these GDPR breaches. iOS is trying to bring some madness to the method, but the end user, how important is security to the end user? Does it really matter to him? Sujay.
Hitesh, do you want to go first? You raised your hand.
Over to you. I'll just go next maybe. Question is for you. Please go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'll add to
Okay.
what you say. Right?
Yeah, I would say security and privacy are two different things altogether. Things which you are mentioning here, people's data is asked for, their location is being tracked, or like their information is being kept in their databases, and then it's been used for marketing campaigns maybe, right? Or they've been targeted for certain ads basically. That's all privacy related stuff. Their information is shared with various companies and they target them. But whereas security is talked about, or when we talk about security, if why you should care from security perspective, I feel there won't have been talks about Pegasus in the parliament. Otherwise, if you won't have really bothered about security, right? So you just invariably go and say, okay, just use my data for anything you want, or install any other application, which is a free application. What harm it does to your phone or your system, you never know. So it could be any other application hacking into your information end to end, recording your phone calls, anything it can be doing. So the user is responsible, because end of the day, it's your karma, right? You can't deny your karma.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's a very valid point, actually, what Hitesh was saying about, right? Privacy and security. But here's what I would, again, think about it, right? I had this conversation sometime back with my colleague, and she was asking me, hey, Sujay, would you go for this whole DNA test? There was a time when this 23andMe and so many other applications were doing this, whole lineage and all that stuff. I'm like, no. And so I'll not go into why I said no, but I'll take a very similar example, right? So let's say I use an application, one of the medicine delivery app, right? And if they ask me a question about any preconditions I have, they should not force me, or they should not collect my data in the first place. That's the privacy part, right? So let's say, but I do have to share a prescription kind of thing with them, right? And they ensure that they store it securely. But if that gets leaked, now there are two problems with this. And to your question, why should an individual care, right? An individual has to care. It is not about whether everybody is releasing or everybody is getting hacked. It's like this. Is honesty the best policy? It is. And one should care all the time. Now, whether 9999 people out of 10,000 are dishonest, no, it's okay. Don't care about those. But I cannot leave my track to follow this adage, right? So now let's say my data gets leaked and gets in hands of an insurance company. I could be denied of an insurance for no fault of mine. And that is a very, very bad thing. like an application who was supposed to deliver medicine, maybe in the first place they shouldn't have asked me about my preconditions, and even they asked me for maybe a valid reason, they have now made me as a product. Because it is a free app, I'm a product now, right? Look at the world we are living in. All these free social media apps, we are the product, right? So why it is important? Because of this reason. This is just one example. There can be many more examples we can talk about, right? And forget about, like, there could be government sanctions, there could be maybe criminal penalty going forward. Who knows where we are headed? But as an individual, I may really get affected, and it could really punch me hard, and I may not be able to take that blow in the longer run.
Very good. So this question was primarily asked to sensitize people about the information. I think there's a lot of insensitivity. What will happen if somebody is tracking my location, my data, my privacy? People really don't worry about, don't care about it. They're insensitive about this. So thank you so much for sensitizing this more and bringing the topic home. Thank you very much, Sujay and Hitesh, for that.